Welcome back to Miss Curtis's art class. Today we are going to be making a three-part patterned beetle. So these insects are pretty cool looking, right? They've got 6 legs and they've got these little feeler antennas, the eyes. This project is actually going to be on the Miss Curtis website. So you can find these printouts on there, and it's a 3-part printout. So what you're gonna do is you are going to make a pattern on your beetle right here, and I'm going to show you how today. And then this second piece of paper right here is going to have another body section of the beetle. And the cool thing with this is we're actually going to make our beetles 3-dimensional, which means this part's gonna pop out a little bit. And we are gonna fold this in half. So we're gonna cut this out, fold it in half, make a really interesting pattern on it, and then we are going to glue it to this section of the beetle. And then you can cut your beetle out, and you can also make some patterns on this leaf right here. And you can make a pattern in this section, you can switch it up, color them in, we can cut these out, and we can glue it to a different piece of paper as well, and you can put your beetle on top of this leaf. So it should look really cool when we're done. All right, so let's get started. What you're going to need from this project is you can use a pencil if you'd like to sketch out your design onto your beetle and your leaf. You can also use either crayons, colored pencils, you could use oil pastels or markers to color in your design. All right, so getting started here, I am going to make half of this beetle on this left side a specific pattern, and a pattern is something that is repeated, a design that's repeated. And then on the right side, I'm going to make a different separate pattern over here. So to get started, I am going to just use a straight edge, and I'm going to just have my beetle go right in half. And this is, once I cut this out and fold this in half, that is exactly where I'm going to glue it to, okay? Now, on this side for the pattern, I think I'm going to make a pattern of trapezoids. So a trapezoid has 4 sides. 2 of them are parallel and the other ones are converging together. So I'm going to make them different sizes. I'm gonna make them smaller, larger, and then I'm going to color them in. So I'm gonna start with one right here. And I'm just gonna sketch this in with pencil, like I said. And once I like what I have, I will color it in. Okay, so. All right, so I have my first trapezoid here. And again, these 2 are parallel, and you can see that these ones are not, and eventually they would come together and converge. So I am going to speed this up. I'm going to arrange them in different, like I said, smaller, some of them in different directions. So I will show you what that looks like. Okay, so I finished making my trapezoids, and like I said, some of them are smaller, some of them are a little bit bigger, and then I just turned them in different directions. I wanted the pattern to be a little more sporadic. All right, so I'm gonna start working on the pattern on the right side. I'm gonna make it totally different. So I'm gonna make these repeated V-looking shapes, and they're going to go up all the way to the very back of the beetle. And then when I'm done, I'm gonna color these in. And when I color them in, I'm also going to do a pattern with color. So sometimes patterns aren't just in what we design, such as these trapezoids, but they can be in repeating a color as well. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. So as I was coloring, you can see that I used the tip of my marker and I went through around the edges, and then I went just inside nice and neat. Same with this. when I am going around these objects, I'm using the tip of the marker to be very careful. It's easier to kind of outline around it first and then get the wider areas. And I am doing the pattern of orange through all my trapezoids and then red around it. And then I'm gonna use the broad end of the marker like very evenly just to go through slowly, making those lawnmower looking lines, right? So I'm going back and forth, back and forth. Gonna outline this with the tip and just take my time. So I don't want you scribbling this. I want you to actually use the marker and press and pull your marker. Okay, so now that I finished the pattern on the beetle, I'm gonna set this aside and I'm going to work on the area that's going to look 3D once we glue it to the beetle. And this I'm also going to do a pattern on. I'm gonna switch up the colors so it pops out. So I can't wait to show you it. All right, so there I colored in this middle section. I did leave a little bit of white around the area that I colored black. I actually think it looks really cool like that. It's like an interesting little outline. But I also didn't want the yellow to blend in with the black marker, and I knew it would ruin this yellow marker. So honestly, it just is kind of something I decided to do, and I like the way that it turned out. So I am going to put this beetle together. I'm going to very carefully cut out the beetle at this point, and then I am going to put one strip of glue here, and I'm going to glue this once I fold it in half. So the other thing is too, is once I do cut this out and I fold it in half, I'm gonna go back in and I am going to color in this side so that when it is 3D, it looks seamless. All right, so this beetle's coming to life. I am going to fold this piece in half right now, just like so. And you can see when I open it up, I'm going to eventually glue it to here and it will be 3D. Let's fold it a little better. I'm gonna use the edge of my nail. Okay, let's see. All right. Cool. Now the one thing I do want to do is, like I said, I do want to color this side very quickly because, well, not quickly, take your time. I do want this when it's 3D, if you're looking at it from the side, it should look complete. Okay, so I colored both sides. I'm just letting it kind of dry, actually. It's a little wet from the marker from doing it on both sides. But again, if I were to fold this in half, like I did before, I am going to glue it to the middle part here, just like so. Okay, so that's gonna be pretty cool. And then over here, we are going to design a pattern in each one. Now, again, you can use markers, you can use crayons, or you can use colored pencils. Anything would look really good. I think if you're looking to vary what you're coloring here, you could use, let's say for the leaf, I could use like a dark green and a light green while I'm making my designs within it. And then at the end, I'll put this on here and cut this out. So I am going to speed this up again and show you what it comes out as. Okay, so now it's time to glue this together. So we have our leaf right here, and I'm just simply gluing this to a black piece of paper, so you can see right there. And I am going to then glue the bug to the leaf, whoops, and this as well to the bug. So like I said, you're gonna want a thin glue line right here. And then you're going to want to glue the leaf down and the bug to the leaf. Okay, so I'm going to start by using my glue bottle. If you have a glue stick, that's good too. And I'm just going to simply make a line around the edge. Just a thin line is good. You don't want it to come out the side. And then I'm just gonna press this on. Okay, now it's time to put a thin strip here. Whoops, forgot the bug is not glued on. And I'm going to glue this on, and I'm going to hold it for quite a bit to make sure that it sets. Okay, so it's already on basically, but you just kind of want to hold it so that you know that it's sticking really well. So I'm going to let this sit for a bit, and then I will connect it to the leaf. Okay, so it's starting to dry, and as you can see, it is three-dimensional. It's super cool. I really like the yellow. I think it turned out really nice, and like seeing the colors underneath. So now I'm just going to glue this to this leaf right here. You can even have it coming off the side once it's on your black paper like this. So maybe you want it like crawling onto the leaf. That's up to you. You can decide. Yeah, so I can't wait to see how your designs come out, and I hope you had fun with this lesson.